Hello and welcome to episode 15 of Rewriting the Past, as we are playing TEW 2020, and we are, of course, in charge of WCW, and it's Uncensored 1998 tonight. We are going head-to-head with WrestleMania, which is interesting, and we're going to put on a better show than WrestleMania. However, I would just like to lead your eyes towards this lovely headline that simply says, Ian Rotten is a scumbag. The ongoing Ian Rotten is a scumbag file has become thicker. He did not pay Wolfie D for IWA Mid-South last night. What a charming, charming man he is. I mean, that's typical Ian Rotten behaviour, really. And, yeah, good for Wolfie D. He's no longer working for IWA Mid-South. What did he actually do? 18 with Shark Boy to lose to the Cyber Squad of Flash Flanagan and Steve Dahl. Interesting. What a show that is. What a show that was. But we don't care about Ian Rotten being a scumbag. No. We care about booking Uncensored. Now, we have signed that guy that I, on a whim, signed last episode. Sensei. And we're going to send him immediately to Jersey All Pro. Hi, Sensei. Have fun. So who have we got out still? We've got Bobby Caprice, Doug Rock, that guy that we came for the power plant. James Gibson. Cool momentum, a bit annoying. We've got the Hardys, who might come up soon, potentially. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, enough blabbering. We've got a show to book. I've got a goddamn pay-per-view that's going to be amazing to book. Everybody's getting to watch it around the world except for India. You don't get to watch it. And God help us all, Dean Malenko has passed tips on microphone work to Prince Iukea. Oh my lord, that is horrifying. 60,000 fans expected. Do we even have anywhere big enough? Do we have one? No, we don't. Anybody here? No. There's not really any big venues, is there? Let's just run a generic venue. In the southeast. 60,000 fans expected for this show here. And we're going to get the pre-booking done. Obviously, some of the spoilers will be here now. But let's get this opened up. So we're going to start with... What do we open with? Benoit Raven or Eddie Hoovy? Let's open with Eddie Hoovy. Now that Hoovy is recognisable. We're going to give them 13 minutes. And Eddie is going to get the win. Decisively, actually, as well. He's going to just win the match. Be a good little spirited match. They're going to go all out as well. Benoit Raven, I think, makes sense to go on next. And we're going to change that, actually. And I want Benoit to be the winner. We'll get rid of that as well. And we will make it a decisive finish. Benoit is going to get the win. He's going to defeat Raven. We're going to have... Nah, we'll not bother doing interference. We'll just have it be a good match. Benoit will get the win over Raven. We will then go into Jericho Goldberg. And obviously Goldberg's going to get the win here. We won't do any outside... Actually, we'll do outside interference. We'll just have interference. Maybe Dan Severn, that can like give Jericho a bit of a head up on the match. Build that next match as well. We're not putting the TV title on the line. Because, well, we need Goldberg to win that match. And I don't want Goldberg to be the TV champion. So... You know. We're then going to do the tag title match. We'll give that 12. And we're going to have Nash and Conan retain the belts. Let's put Arn on that one. Then we'll go into DDP versus the Giant. Also 10 minutes. Actually, we'll do 11 minutes. DDP is going to get the win. With the Diamond Cutter, obviously. Dusty can do that one. And then, right, here we go. This is where I give away all my plans. Here we go. So I'm actually going to change some of these things here. Right. Actually, we're just going to reset the whole thing. There we go, right. So, Ric Flair will be getting the win. Bret Hart will be taking the loss. It is going to be open. We're going to call it in the ring. We are going to slow build. It is going to be a tainted win. And it is going to end with... I wish there was like a partner turn thing here, which there isn't. It's very annoying. But we are going to have this happen. Lex Luger is going to attack Bret and attack Sting. And then we're also going to have Sting be distracted by Hollywood Hogan as well. It's happening. We are doing the turn. Lex Luger is going to finally turn after, what, 28 segments or something stupid? That's how we're going to do it. We'll talk through the match when we're actually going into the pay-per-view. But that's what we're going to do. Did I not pick Ric Flair to win? I thought I'd pick Ric Flair to win. Okay, I thought I'd already clicked that. Oh well. And then our main event is going to be Randy Savage, Roddy Piper. And we are going to give Randy Savage the win. And we'll make it decisive because those guys are in the cage fighting each other. I mean, we're not going to do any crazy bumps or anything because, let's be real here, that's not going to make any sense. But yeah, that's our main event tonight. Time to do some angles, we should be alright. Just making sure I haven't forgot any matches. Booked. Yeah, that's fine. We're all good to go. So we need some angles here, obviously. I don't think there's any need to put any other matches on. Nah, all of our stars are being used. We can use Ray Jr. for some stuff later. So we're going to have Sting, Lex, and Bret talking about Rick. Not Rand. No, God, no. What am I doing? Rick, Rude, and Kurt Hennig. Entertainment. Overness. So the reason, we'll talk about it, but there is a reason why I'm doing Bret taking the fall as well. We'll come back to that. You probably put two and two together, really, but Sting, Lex, and Bret talk about match. Lex seems distracted. Another angle. Let's have the opposite. Let's have Ric Flair, Rick Rude, and Kurt Hennig talk about Sting, X, and Bret. Four Horsemen preview upcoming match. Very simple. Let's move that up. Let's move that up. Let's have Randy Savage cut a promo onto Piper. Savage pre-match promo. And we'll have Gino Curlins talk with Diamond Dallas Page after their match with the Giant. DDP shakes Giant's hand. Isn't Mean Gene asks, what's next for DDP? That'll do. And let's move that to here. Nash and Conan did really good that time as well, so we're going to give Nash and Conan an angle. They can just talk about the Steiners. So Rick and Scott. Nash and Conan preview match. Don't need to be anything fancy for these notes. They're very much just pre-match build segments. I think that's it, you know. We've got what we need. Yeah, I think we've got what we need. So let's do some pre-show stuff. Let's get Ray on the pre-show. We'll do Ray Chavo, Battle of the Juniors. And obviously Ray will get the win. Make it decisive. Very simple. And then we will do... Let's give Dan Severn a win on the pre-show against Jim Duggan, I guess. Two like lumps just barring each other. Could actually be... I mean, if Duggan was motivated, it'd probably actually be pretty decent, but you need Duggan to be motivated, so who knows. Right, so I think we just booked the show now. Good thing about these pay-per-view episodes, we usually get into it pretty quickly, so let's go. So we start off with a pre-show match as Rey Mysterio Jr. defeats Chavo Guerrero in 9:40, and then 71 overall. No selling was done in this match, which that's not a surprise, but hey, Dan Severn continuing to bring the goods. 49,000 people in New England. I thought I'd went to the southeast, but oh well. Whoops. Anyway, the video packages were ready. Tony, I'm guessing Tony, Tenay, and Heenan. Yeah, Tony, Tenay, and Heenan. Do the usual wrap up. We're getting ready to go. And let's get into it as we start with an 82 rated opener as Eddie Guerrero defeats Juventud Guerrero in 13:42 with the Frog Splash. Eddie makes defense number 2 of the Cruiserweight title. Eddie and Juve have great chemistry and it showed in their performances. The crowd's loving it. 81 rated performance by Eddie Guerrero. Juve with a 56, but Eddie Guerrero, we bow at that man's feet because he's so good. Yep, that's exactly what I wanted to start the show with. Classic WCW Cruiserweight opener. Good match. Great match. Eddie wins. Eddie retains the title. What's next for him? Probably Dean Malenko. 74 overall rated match to follow up with as Chris Benoit defeats Raven with the diving headbutt. Good performance by both men. I probably thought this could have done a bit better, to be honest, but maybe the card placements hurt it a little bit. And just maybe the overness of both guys isn't as high as I'd like it to be, ideally, but that's why it's second on the card. Benoit wins, potentially setting up for another US title match. We'll see how that... We'll see, once we've done this show and we've got all like the popularity set up after the month ends, we can have a look and see what we want to do. We'll talk about that after the show. Okay, 76 match for Goldberg defeating Chris Jericho in 9:31 with the jackhammer. And during the match, we also had Dan Severn run in and attack Goldberg. Great performance by both guys, 71 and 70. Lack of psychology, so that's probably on Goldberg going 9.5 minutes. Who did I pick to road agent it? I had Dusty, so it's a good road agent. But that's fine. 76, I'm happy with the rating. It did what I wanted it to do. It's probably going to increase Jericho's popularity by a chunk as well. And, I mean, Goldberg Severn's going to be, like, really good, I think. Provided they have chemistry. Or at least not bad chemistry. Then have Nash and Conan. I mean, they had a great promo a while ago and they've stunk up the joint here with a 64, but that's fine. Talking about their upcoming match, as they do defeat the Steiner brothers when Kevin Nash pins Rick Steiner with the jackknife powerbomb. Nash and Conan make defense number 1 of the tag team titles. Real happy with that rating. 78 is very good. We'll move Nash and Conan away from the Steiners now. The Steiners, we need to figure out a plan. It might be splitting them up and getting the Scott push started. I don't really want to do a Steiners rivalry because the matches aren't very exciting, but it is what it is. Good match. Everybody looked really good as well. Can't really complain about any of that. Okay, this was a bit lower than I thought it might be. DDP beats the Giant in 10:44 with the Diamond Cutter. DDP makes defense number 4 of the United States Heavyweight title. Disappointing. Really disappointed by that. I thought that was going to do a lot better than it did. 65 is really poor, actually. Especially from the Giant. I had Dusty Road Agent in it as well, so yeah. Unfortunate. Unfortunate, but it means I maybe don't trust the Giant as much going forward. Although we do get a 91 afterwards. DDP shakes the Giant's hand. Giant leaves. Mean Gene says, DDP, what's next? DDP's like, I don't know. Whoever it is going to feel the bang, does his, bang gesture, and the crowd was nuts. 91 overall, really good. Happy with that. That keeps the crowd nice and hot. As we have a really good 87 promo. As Sting, Lex, and Brett talk about their match. Lex is seeming a little bit distracted, but, he's game for it. He gets a pat on the back and like, you ready? And he's like, oh, I'm ready. I'm ready. And then we have the counter promo from the Four Horsemen, 83 overall. Oh, yes. Oh, let's do it. Turn heel. Oh, change gimmick. Oh. Here we go. Very good. Yes. Oh, no. The turn was compromised. It had been foreshadowed for so long they'd grown bored. It went pretty well though, that's fine. So, we got a 94 rated match, so I'm really now regretting putting that cage match on last. I'm concerned. I'm really concerned. But the Four Horsemen of Ric Flair, Rick Rude, and Kurt Hennig defeat Bret Hart, Sting, and Lex Luger when Ric Flair submits an unconscious Bret Hart with the figure 4 leg lock after Lex Luger turns on his partners. We also, just before that, had Hogan distract Sting, comes to the ring with a bat, Sting's distracted, Sting turns around, Luger clocks him one with a forearm. The crowd can't believe it, as much as they were aware it was definitely going to happen, and even you guys were probably definitely aware it was going to happen. And then Bret, that's like, what the hell are you doing? He clocks Bret, nails him, knocks him out, and then Flair picks up the pieces with the figure 4 leg lock. Excellent, excellent match. Lex a little bit underperformed, but I'm going to pretend, right, with Lex, so he's left his game, which is a bit annoying, that Lex didn't really do anything in this match. Because, he was always going to turn on his pals. What that means, we'll find out on Nitro. Doesn't mean anything. Is Lex solo? Has Lex joined the Four Horsemen? Has Lex joined the nWo? Is he allied with Hogan? Maybe Hogan never actually laid Lex out? We will never know until at least Nitro, when I will tell you what happened. But excellent match. And then we have an 86 promo between Savage and Piper, which is good. Okay, I want at least an 82 to justify. Please justify my decision to put this on last. An 81. It's still really good. It's still really good. Great heat, decent wrestling. Randy Savage defeats Roddy Piper in a cage match in 14:51 with the flying elbow drop. Savage looking excellent. We probably didn't quite do enough to build Piper up, I think. But I'm still very happy with that. And the show gets an 84. If we'd switched the main event round, it probably would have done better. But that's fine. Absolutely fine. Let's see. Who are we going to praise? I mean, I've done Ric Flair already. I've done Brett already as well. I've done Eddie. Everybody's been praised. Let's praise Kevin Nash. And let's praise Hoovy. Hoovy did really good. And I think Jericho as well. Jericho did really good too. Let's praise praise those three guys. They're all happy with it. We all love it. But look at Lady Amazon while we wait for the game to transition into the month of April. We'll find out what WrestleMania did. We'll find out what we did. And quickly run through some future plans and like updates and things like that. And see how it goes. That's going to be the plan anyway. And I'll see you when this finishes loading. Right, we're back. So, Sniper moves on. What a shame. Right. WWF new team as the One Man Gang and Vince McMahon are now known as the Dynamite Express. So what the hell was happening at WrestleMania is anybody's guess. Shawn Michaels has been hurt. That's a bit annoying. We'll have a look. So, feedback's been awesome for Uncensored last night. A pay-per-view buy rate of 2.65 over 1 million, or 1.3 million buys. A really, really good show. I'm super happy with how that's come out. I think all three of our pay-per-views have been really solid. And we've built some good things. I mean, the Giant match is a bit annoying. And that Conan Nash promo, but it is what it is. Shawn Michaels is hurt. Is he actually hurt, or is it one of those? I don't know. Unless this is a pre-put-in database thing, because he left after WrestleMania 98. Who knows? Anyway, WrestleMania drew. We both were in New England as well, and they drew 40,000. So we outdrew them in the same market. We outperformed them by 3 points. The buy rate, they absolutely dismantled us, but that's fine. So, they also ran a cage main event as Shawn Michaels defeated The Undertaker to retain the heavyweight title. Mark Merrow won back the Intercontinental title from The Rock. What else did we have here? Legion of Doom and New Age Outlaws went to a count out on freaking WrestleMania. The Golga push continues. Triple H retains the European title. Vince McMahon and hang on. So Vince McMahon and One Man Gang, the Dynamite Express or whatever they were called, defeated Goldust and Ahmed Johnson in a Hell in a Cell match. Yep. And Brian Christopher won the light heavyweight title. What an odd show. Very weird. Right, let's have a look at this. John North has gone. Uncensored has been dormant. We'll look at that in a second. Sniper's gone. We've signed Jack Briscoe. That's good. Loan periods have ended. Horseshoe's gone from nWo Florida. We finished first, obviously. Uncensored has got above average importance. The Giant is correct. Rey Mysterio is money. Goldberg is wrong, because Rey Mysterio is money. Hollywood Hogan building a clique between the Giant and Elizabeth, and Ric Flair's clique now includes Dusty Rhodes and Sting. I don't even know at this point who hates who in my company. I mean, it's not medical, it's backstage, isn't it? I mean, the backstage rating's 100. I'm keeping everybody happy. Like, look at the state of this. Everybody hates each other. Stop hating each other. Like, come on, guys. Our size has stayed the same in the US. In Canada, it's gone up quite a few points again. It's gone up a few points in Mexico. British Isles staying the same. Japan, it's just flying up in Japan. Europe stayed the same. Oceania gone up a few points in India. It's obviously stayed the same because we don't have any hype in India. We don't have any TV deals. We don't have any coverage. Same in Western Europe. But Japan doing bits. That's good to see. So, events and TV, we want to bring Uncensored back. I mean, this is rated as above average. So I think we just bring it back. Active. That's not that one. We want that one. There we go. Alright, we got that back. I mean, this one's above average importance, so why would we get rid of that one, you know? Anyway, we can always rename it to just WCW Uncensored if the nWo were gone by that point. Let's look at titles. Cruiserweight title is up to 22 prestige. It's gone up a whole point. Excellent. US titles up to 46, stayed the same. World Heavyweight is probably stayed the same. Yep, because it wasn't defended. Tag belts have gone up a point, and the television title has gone up 3 points since it started. Let's have a look at some people here then. So, who have we been using quite a lot recently? So, Bret Hart is in the mid-80s. That has... Oh, it's flown up. Oh, yes. Even taking the loss at the pay-per-view hasn't hurt Bret at all. Beautiful. Benoit is up to the mid-60s. So he's had a very good increase. That win over Ravens definitely helped. Jericho's also in the mid-60s. That loss hasn't really done anything to harm him against Goldberg. Hennig is in the upper 70s. That's, I mean, he's still flying up. He's definitely a bona fide main eventer now. Severn in the mid-50s, which is good. DDP in the upper 70s. That's gone well up as well. Eddie Guerrero is now 60. That's gone up 1 point or 2 points in some locations. That's fine. Goldberg, upper 70s. Yep, another few points over the course of the month. Hollywood Hogan, I mean, just an absolute god at this point. I mean, he's the best in this game. Juventud, mid-40s. Mid-40s. We've done a very good job with Juventud this past month. What's Dean Malenko? Yeah, Dean Malenko's already recognisable, so that's... What, did Dean go up after that Savage match? Yeah, he did by like a point. That's good. Alright, who else have we got? Kevin Nash, early 80s. That has gone up a couple points as well. Conan, 59.60. It's kind of stayed the same. Gone up a point or two here or there, but that's fine. Lex is in the early 80s. He's gone up 1 or 2 points, but obviously we had to be careful with how we used Lex the last few weeks of the month. Who else is there? Who else have we been focusing on? Prince Iukea. I mean, he's gone up a couple points. He's going to get used a bit more this month, probably. Randy Savage, early 80s, hitting the mid 80s, gone up a few points here and there. Ray Jr. up to 50-51. He's also gone up quite a few points. Ric Flair, he's got back basically to where he was for the most part. He's had a very good month. Rick Rude, hitting the mid 80s now. He is doing bits as Rick Rude. Rick Steiner, mid to late 50s. Oh, Raven. Yeah, that loss harmed him a little bit. We need to build Raven back up, I think, this month. Give him something to do. Don't really know what yet, but we'll give something. Saturn, hitting the mid-40s. Piper in the mid-70s. He has gone up a couple, but I think taking the loss in the cage match has probably hurt him. Scott Steiner in the mid-60s. He's had a decent month. He's gone up a few points here and there. Sting, still in the 90s. He's gone up a point in some places as well. Good stuff. The Giant, I mean, he's gone up a few points, but I'm not happy with that performance he had at the pay-per-view. And 6 is on like 50, so that's good. Yeah. Happy with that. So, what's the next show? Spring Stampede. Let's start doing some notes. Spring Stampede 1998. So, here is my current thinking. I like to do this at the start of the month, so if you guys have any ideas as well, you can let me know. So we're going to do Sting versus Hollywood Hogan. We're going to do Bret Hart versus Lex Luger. We are going to do Eddie Guerrero versus Dean Malenko. We'll do Goldberg versus Dan Severn. Do we do Harlem Heat at this pay-per-view? I'm just concerned I've got nothing for Rude and Hennig to do. But I think we will. We'll do Kevin Nash and Conan versus Harlem Heat. Yeah, we'll do that. I'm going to save a space here because I feel like I want to do something with Hennig and Rude. Who do we have that is a babyface who's a star? Absolutely nobody. Major star. We could do the Giant and DDP. Or yeah. Yeah. That'll work. I think this will be a good idea. We'll do Diamond Dallas Page and Chris Benoit. Oh no, they've got no chemistry teaming, don't they? They don't have any chemistry. Do I just do DDP? Oh, hang on. I could do DDP versus Savage. That could work. Let's pencil it in. Savage obviously got the big win. He probably wants a world title shot, but we can obviously, they're both in the nWo with Hogan. So we could obviously just have Hogan be like, well, I want my world title match first. Then you can have dibs. Yeah, I think that works. Do we do Jericho Benoit? Problem is, I feel like I'd want Benoit to win the title. But that might be the way to go. I'll pencil that in as well. I'll do pencil that in. Chris Jericho defending the TV title versus Chris Benoit. Like, a lot of this is obviously just ideas at this point. Ooh, actually, I might do. This is a fun little match. So Hoovie's now obviously well known. So if we do Ray and Hoovie versus Rick Rude and Kurt Hennig, I can have Hennig and Rude sort of bully. Obviously, the Four Horsemen's going to be loving life now that they've won that big six man. We can have them be bullying the cruiserweights and have those two guys stand up against them. I'm happy with that. Happy with that. Let's have a quick look at creative. Hidden gems, anybody good? No. Sting, still our franchise player. Next big thing, still Buff, Hector, and Juventud Guerrera. Hot prospects, Ray's in there as well. So I think doing Ray and Hoovie, because they're both well known. Yeah, mid 40s and 50s. Yeah. That could be a fun little match. There's no doubt about who's winning it, but it could be a fun match. Medical wise, Ray Trail's back in 4 days, which is good. Mark Jannetty is getting fired in 3 months, so that's also good. I think that's it for today's episode. We're at 35 minutes, so I think we'll end it there. We're ready for Spring Stampede. I think this is the preliminary card. I think I can tie a lot of this stuff in. We can do Brett and Lex. That makes the most sense. Ric Flair gets the pay-per-view off. Hogan is in the main event. Yeah, that works for me. Works for me, brother. Let's get that saved and end the episode. So if you enjoyed Uncensored 1998, please do leave a like and let me know what your favourite match was, what you think we did well, what we didn't do well. Should we have put the 6-man on last? Probably. I didn't expect it to get a 94, so, you know, that's my bad. Really, really good show. Really happy with it. Happy with what we managed to build up. Yeah, I think we can build Dean up to face Eddie. Benoit's got the win. He can take on Jericho. Severn takes on Goldberg, so we could even do like a tag match with Benoit and Goldberg versus Severn and Jericho. That could be fun. DDP could take on Savage. The Giant can have the pay-per-view off. Steiner's can have the pay-per-view off because we'll do Harlem Heat getting their tag title match, which actually, on that note, mid-50s and... yeah, it's fine. We can give them a couple wins to build it up. Cool. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in 2 days' time as we start the build to another pay-per-view. Spring Stampede in a month's time. Thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.